Hey, how's everyone doing, guys? So I'm going to be trying to go over this gameplay. I'm going to break this up into two parts and just go over some basic things I like to practice and do while playing. Hopefully these things can help you out in your games. And, without further ado and wasting any more of your guys' time, I'm going to jump right into the commentary. So right now we're dropping in a pretty bad spot to drop, honestly. There's a lot of open areas and entrances and exits that people can come and go as they please. Especially a lot of teams are going to come over here and rotate just a third party because there's going to be a lot of fighting in this area most of the time. So right off the bat, you notice how I pick up a P2020 and the Eva, and I see someone fighting right there. I pop a few shots. Obviously, I'm not going to be hitting anything, but if I did, I didn't, whatever. I'm assessing the situation. So immediately in my head, what's going on is this house right here. That's exactly what I'm looking at. And there's 3 entrances to that house, and I believe there's only 1 window you can shoot from, but none of the characters are tall enough to shoot through the window. So we have an entrance right here. We have an entrance again in the back of it, and then an entrance right here. So those are the 3 points where the person inside, again, I don't know how many people are in there yet. So yeah, from what I can understand is that they just landed near us. And so my immediate instinct is to push because I believe, or I have confidence in myself with the guns I have. I have a P2020 Eva. I would rather push them before they can run away and get better loot than me, because at the moment I don't have good loot, and if I can catch them off guard, then I can definitely come out on top. So let's go forward a little bit, see how I handle it. I threw a grenade at the door so the door would break, so they can't hold the door on me. Clear the inside, and I'm listening. If they're not inside, I'm listening to where they are. So I hear the guy on this side. So my immediate thought is he's going to climb on the roof. Okay. And if he doesn't, then I'm just going to shoot him for free if he's facing this direction. Okay. If he's facing this direction, I'm going to get free shots on him. And that's always a plus side. I'm already one person on my team is already missing, So I have to focus again on that. The fact that my teammate is down and I need to take care of this guy immediately so we can get a res. And again, very early game, we all have poor shield situation and probably poor gun situation. So, gotta focus on that. I run outside and immediately, just a small thing right here. Okay, when I go out this door, I immediately use the door to climb on the roof 100% faster than normal. Because if I climb on top of this door, I can get shots on whoever's on the roof before I actually climb up on the roof. And you guys know when you climb in this game, there's a small window of opportunity your enemy has to shoot you, and you can't do anything about it. You're locked into an animation. So that's just one tip right there. I see him. Immediately, I kind of didn't like the damage exchange, and the teammate just finished him off. So instantly, a lot of mistakes people will make in that situation right there, they would instantly go to thirst whoever's down. It doesn't matter. The person's not a threat right now. There's someone down on your team. Alright. I instantly pull out the smoke grenade. I'm playing Bangalore. I'm playing Bangalore because my stream wanted to see they wanted me to give them tips. And I love doing that for my stream. So I played Bangalore. She's a really easy character to play. She has wonderful abilities. Especially her ultimate is wonderful. Just an all-around very good character. And so she's very simple. Everyone has her unlocked. I just said, hey, if you're going to jump onto Apex, here's a Bangalore tips and tricks. I mean, I'm nowhere near as close as the best Bangalore, but I think I have a pretty good incentive on how to play her. And so what I do is I shoot the smoke grenade in the air before I res. And by the time the res is done, the smoke lands. Because I know that there's no one near us, and I want my smoke to be up for a minute because I want to heal and use this cover where I'm standing to heal. And of course, you see the gas traps. Like, we have a lot going on in that small area. This is when I run back and try to look for more things. And so I hear someone looting under. Just get free shots on him because he's just looting a box of the Mirage. I look around. I'm always looking before I do anything. That's another thing. Before I do anything, I always try to look around and see what my surrounding is. Am I getting pushed again? Before I go and start thirsting someone, I don't want to be caught shooting someone who's already on the ground by someone who has a gun. Just put yourself in a good position. That's all you want to do. I see that whoever's pushing us is way too far to do anything at the time, and I want a different gun. I have an EVA and a P2020 still, so I need to thirst this guy and loot. I really do. It's just now or never, basically. So I come down here, I crack a joke at this guy, and turns out he had an R301, a wonderful gun. Super, 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 very easy to use, a very reliable weapon. Okay, so instantly, teammate's down over there. He's pinging all over the place over there. So here's exactly how I want to approach this fight. And so what we're looking at is a bunch of cover right here. That's cover that they can climb on top of and shoot down onto me while I'm pushing. There's a lot of open ground. So watch how I approach this fight. Watch what cover I decide to use. See how I'm approaching? Look how I'm approaching. I have this to play with. Okay, I have another supply bin to play with. And then I have one that's not open, but if I open it, then that extends to more cover. And as I'm walking up, I'm creeping up, I'm throwing in nades just to apply pressure. And where I throw my nades is basically based upon where I would be standing if I was over there. And so I kind of throw the grenades behind the cover that they're playing, which are these boxes again. I throw the grenades behind these boxes, so it rolls behind there and forces them to come out behind the cover so I can possibly get shots. Or sit there and take the grenade, you know. And so this is why I rotated right. I rotated this way. Okay? If I went this way, like you see my other teammate go, he's in the open, he's playing caustic, and you know, it's probably not the best situation, and especially for his health. I mean, it's just not a good route to take. And so that's why Bangalore is really good, because she can throw smoke in this area. If she was pushing from wherever my teammate's pushing from, she could throw smoke in this area and create cover for herself, which is awesome. That's why Bangalore, again, is not a bad character at all. So as I'm coming up, I actually get a hit with my nade. This is a standard gunfight right here. I got a knock, and in my brain, what's going on right now, I got a knock, and I was like, I'm not in a good position though. I'm right under the best cover, and there's nothing else I could play around. And so I know my health situation. Basically, my health situation is very low. And so I instantly climbed up and got the best advantage I possibly could, just working with what I got. So I instantly climbed up there. He turned out to be up there. And his play, this enemy's right here, his play is a pretty good play, but I'm guessing he didn't have any ammo as well. But a lot of people try to discount the fact that you can melee in the game. Meleeing pushes you pretty far off, and watch what he does. Okay, he pushed me off the best cover right there. Look at my health situation. He pushed me off the best cover. If he had a gun, I'd be dead. And his play would have been 1,000 more times better than mine. But he didn't have a gun, and he was already low health, so you know, that's just how it goes. I instantly smoke and start rezzing, you know, pick her up, yada yada yada, for looting. And so instantly, look what I did here. My health situation, I looted 2 boxes. I didn't see anything I liked. Those guys were broke. And so what did I do? I ran to a better position. I ran to cover. I gave myself a lot more to live with and work with in this situation. I ran to the building. I smoked out even though I didn't really probably need to, but I just, you know, I know that there's more enemies in this area. I already know it for a fact, and there could be even more. So what do? I group up with the caustic. Another great tip is to understand and realize what your team is made of. If your team has a caustic on it, you need to group up with a caustic at all times. Not because caustic's a vulnerable big target, but because he can provide an extreme safe house. He's a really good character at the moment. In the current state of Apex, caustic is a very good character. And so I come back here and I have to heal, and I have to heal one by one. So I have cells and only syringes. That's just stuff you gotta take into consideration when playing this game, is constantly moving and putting yourself in a position you would want to be in, instead of forcing yourself to play basically a bad fight. Teammates ran over there without me, and so I'm just slowly healing as I run over there. And this fight is a really good fight I like. This is a really good fight to commentate on. So what do? I show up. I know that there's enemies around here, but we don't know exactly where they are, who they are, and what we're dealing with exactly. It's always important to know what characters you're going against. And this is just things that if you know what characters they're using, then you know how they're going to either escape or how they're going to kill you. So I come inside. They're pinking over here, the direction I'm facing. So I'm thinking that, you know, maybe they're on this. So I instantly grab high ground. And on these buildings is actually pretty good cover. They have these boxes and barrels that you can play as cover on the buildings. They're really good. So normally I don't approve of going on top of certain roofs in the game, but in this area, the roofs are amazing. It's a really fun area to fight, honestly. So I'm looking around, always scouting, always trying to listen and learn. And so again, I don't have the gameplay audio playing, but so I hear them in the direction I'm facing at the current moment. I hear their footsteps, and it sounds like a Gibraltar, because Gibraltar has a very distinctive, you know, footstep sound. I'm just trying to get a visual on them, and then I see a door open. I'm trying to get some early damage on, you know, just asserting presence. It's always good to give off presence, and especially if you're getting the first hits on someone, very good strategy. A lot of people will not try to shoot at someone until they can get like a team fire or something. That's really smart to do, but it's also very effective when you give off presence and say, hey, I'm an enemy and I'm going to come after you. And it gives the enemies kind of like a lot of pressure, basically. Is applying pressure. So at the moment, I almost hit Gibby for 100 damage, and I hit the other guy for only, like, I believe 32. But in return, I took quite a bit of damage. I got a headshot by, I think, a wingman. That's a bad damage exchange in my book, because if I'm basically out of the fight, and now I have to rely on my two teammates to go do something about it. So I get off the roof again. A lot of people when they're very new to this game, and they make this mistake of, oh, I'm hurt, but I like the position I'm in, and they try to hold that position. If holding that position for me is not a good idea, because again, there could be more teams coming. That's what I'm assuming. I just know in this area that it's a lot of traffic coming through in and out of this area. I know for a fact that, you know, anyone could show up at any moment, and I'm just gonna get in the building and heal with my caustic traps protecting me. So if something crazy would have happened, like someone pushing us, you know, I got caustic traps to play around. And so at this point, I'm like, okay, they had time to heal, I had time to heal. It's basically a neutral fight. So here's exactly what I'm doing. I know that this person right here is a person right here at this door shooting. I know that he's not focused on this area I'm facing. So what do? I decide to play basically my assault character. Bangalore is an assault character. It's really good for pushing. And so what I do is, caustic's not very good, and I only meant to, I don't like smoking out inside buildings because that's really annoying. I was trying to hit the bars of that window. And so the reason why I'm hitting the bars of that window is because that window is actually really good for the enemy to use if my caustic wants to push. They're going to hear me running through the water, and they're going to try to look through that window, and then my caustic gets beamed. So I'm helping out my caustic in order for him to get gas traps in that building, secure that area or that side of that building, He's going to wrap around left. He gets free push unless they come out through the doors and start shooting at him. But as you can see, I'm already going to cover that option. I come in here, open the door, and I'm just scouting basically. I pre-aimed this area right here. At the moment I pre-aimed at that area, the area I'm facing, I hear them on the other side of these boxes. Now what they can do, they can play around. There's so many different things they can do right here in these boxes, and they're gonna 100% get the first shot on me, or they can climb up on top, and that's even worse position for me. And so I decided to be patient. You know, I really want to kill these guys because one of them had a purple, and I was like, well, my teammates don't have purple. So I was very impatient, but you also have to play smart. So I immediately hear that they're in that area. I decide that it's not a good idea for me to be in that position I was in currently. So instantly I sweep. I know where they're at. I go around. If you look at the mini map, my caustic's already getting traps in this building. He's already on that side that I was currently facing. So and plus also I get my ability that makes me sprint faster. They did shoot at me. They were at the boxes. They were actually waiting. And so they're focused on me. Caustic's probably 100% gonna get his first shot on off of these people. And so it's gonna be really good for this fight. This fight is a really good fight right off the bat, just position wise. So I run in here, I sweep. We get a caustic ult in the area that they can play as cover the best, which is this corner. He immediately area denial. Caustic is instant area deniable. Really good character. This Caustic definitely carried this fight right here. I come around, I get my shots on this guy. He's already running away from Caustic. He's already low health. Instant teamwork right there. And so I come to this door. I'm right now what I'm doing is listening, but because it's so loud, I can't really hear anything, and I bump into the Gibraltar. So I bump into him. He immediately starts trying to aim his gun. What I'm doing is I'm hip firing and I'm strafing and I'm crouch spamming and, you know, all that sweaty stuff. I'm doing that because I want a positive damage exchange, and I know that just hip fire is really strong in this game. It's not always the best idea to sit there and try to take aim, especially for him. He had some kind of assault rifle or something that doesn't make you strafe fast. He also just can't keep up with me. His tracking wasn't good enough, and I was right in his face. And so, you know, I get the shot off on him. I run back into here because, again, I'm reloading. Why would I go outside onto the roof and reload and try to thirst the guy? No. You need to play your life. You need to be smart. I come back inside to reload because that's a vulnerable state. I push through the gas because I'm just it's what I would call an ego push. I'm running through the enemy caustic gas. I have no idea where he's at, but I just wanted to kill this guy because I was low on everything. I wanted his supplies. And again, I just, you know, with practice, anyone can do it too. It's just hip fire is just really good in this game. In the R301, damage per bullet is also really good in this game. So hip fire is just amazing for this gun. A lot of people doubt this gun or do not like it or whatever. They're very reliable. Well guys, that's going to be the end of the part 1. I hope you guys found tons of tips and tricks that you could find valuable from this. Part 2 will be out shortly. I'll make sure to put a link down in the description of this video. And yeah, just keep practicing. Really, mechanics in terms of aim and stuff comes on later in the game. The more you play it, the more you understand the character's abilities and what you can and can't do in certain situations. But until then, I hope this brought light into your dark situation, and I hope you one day end up killing me in the game. So yeah, take care.